At the same time, others chose to go south. After another incredible voyage, a voyage made by one family with 2 canoes according to native tradition, the island of Rapa Nui was discovered and inhabited. As a very spiritual and incredibly superstitious community, the Rapa Nui quickly began developing their own beliefs and methods of protection. This gave birth to the world-famous moai, or giant Easter Island heads. Carved directly out of rock quarries and transported into place by rolling tree trunks and sheer manpower, the moai were believed to be the spirit guardians of the island. There was one giant statue for each family on the island, and on an island of just 64 square miles, resources depleted fast. Well into the 2nd millennium, the moai culture quickly got out of hand. Not only were the few trees left on the island becoming extinct, but there was also fierce competition among families and clans to build the biggest and most impressive moai. Trees that were completely native to the island were now completely gone, and the people felt the consequences of not taking care of the land provided to them. All of this sparked a kind of dark ages fueled by cannibalism and civil war. Researchers say that they would not be surprised if the population exceeded 15,000 at its peak. However, only a couple thousand were estimated to inhabit the island when the first European sailors arrived in 1722. Anyways, another system of beliefs began to severely grow in popularity by this time, known in English as the cult of the Birdman. I am not making this up. It is unknown whether this belief system existed alongside the moai culture, or if it began as a result of the downfall, but we do know it was the most prevalent religion on the island from the fall of the moai to the arrival of Roman Catholicism. The Birdman religion is, frankly, pretty cool. Here's how it basically works. The religion revolves around the need for a supreme figure above all clan leaders to represent the association with their chief deity, Make Make. This was done through a deadly annual competition. First, a shaman figure from each clan would put forth a competitor revealed to him in his dreams. These contestants would compete for their clan leaders. They were not the leaders themselves. The competition consisted of scaling down the 820-foot cliff known as Ranu Kau next to the cliff-top village of Orongo, where most community members would be as they sent their representatives on this journey. Once down the cliff, they would need to swim a large distance to the nearby island of Motu Nui, where the sooty ternbirds would be laying the first eggs of the season. The object of this competition was to be the first to hold this egg and bring it back to Orongo unbroken. Once the egg is found though, it is basically over. The winner shouts a certain phrase back to his clan leader, who then begins the process of becoming sacred for the next year. All competitors must return upon hearing the winning call, though the winner himself may return when he feels spiritually ready. The clan leader then spends a year in seclusion, receiving gifts of food and valuables, along with his clan retaining the rights to all tern eggs for that year. However, as you can imagine, not all the competitors made it back home. They were subject to shark-infested waters and falling off a huge cliff, not to mention drowning.
Hakaku mai ki te punua poki Kai te aina kai amatua Moa ka marere ki te punua poki E kati mai te wawe mai te paparo Mai te paparo era o ko amatua Kia huri atu au I taku tangi Ai koe karere iho e te manue
As with almost every story from antiquity about a native people, things got very ugly when white men showed up. The first European to land in Rapa Nui was Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen. He was the one to name the island in honor of the day they landed, Easter Island. Surprisingly, despite a couple of small fights with European explorers, the population was able to hover between 2,000 to 3,000 from 1722 to the 1860s. This is when Europeans enacted their most infamous pastime, slavery. Plantation owners in Peru saw the potential of slave cultivation from Easter Island, and in 1862, over 1,500 natives were forcefully taken from their home to become slaves. However, after only about a year, the Rapa Nui slaves were freed, even though most had died from tuberculosis, smallpox, and dysentery. It was documented that only 12 natives returned to the island to their already depleted population, and brought those diseases with them. Along with the freed slaves, the first Christian missionaries arrived at the island in 1864, having the entire population converted to Catholicism within just 4 years. Unfortunately, a priest named Eugene Iraud spread his tuberculosis to the Rapa Nui and wiped out a quarter of the remaining 1,000 people.